Good night, viewers. Welcome to 4 Sports. I'm Wayne Cunningham. We must apologize for the late start, but as AP Tousse would say, with any hiccup, it's a chance for a good recovery. And what a recovery we have. I have on set with me tonight in our focus segment, 3 men who represented Trinidad and Tobago at the highest level of their game. Firstly, right on my right here, we have, I don't have to introduce him, but Clayton Morris, captain of our beloved strike squad. We also have on his right, we have Sterling O'Brien. You might know him so much, but he also represented Trinidad and Tobago at futsal, and we'll come back to that in a little while. And on my right, officiating at the highest level in football, Marini Gonzalez, former FIFA referee, and now referee administrator and jack of all trades. Good night, gentlemen. Welcome to 4 Sports.
Thank you.
What we're going to talk about tonight is futsal. Right, futsal is a form of football, and for more on that, the expert on futsal in Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen, is Clayton Morris. JB, tell us about futsal. What is futsal?
Firstly, good evening, viewers. The local name to futsal, we put a spin on it. Friends uniting to save another life. It means that when futsal was introduced to Trinidad and Tobago in 2004, and we had some tournaments around the country, the persons who this game attracted were guys, we would say, from the ghetto. And what we identify, a lot of the guys who came out, they were involved in gangs of the sort. So we saw it as friends uniting together to save another life. Yeah. That is futsal.
Oh, okay.
Right? But on the international stage now, futsal is a game that is played on a basketball, minimum basketball size. It's really 25 meters by 15 meters. It plays with, we would say, hockey post, but this post is slightly smaller than the hockey post. It's 5 players on the field at one time, a goalkeeper and 4. You have subs with 12 players in a game, and there are a lot of different rules from the conventional game
football
and also the small goal. So but there is a difference between the two games.
Well, let me ask you this. I see a lot of international players started out with futsal, sorry.
Well, to be honest, futsal, if you really learn to play futsal, then the 11-a-side game becomes easier. Because if you look at the Ronaldo, the Ronaldinho, you name them. Even the great Pelé played futsal in his early time because it helps you to develop that skill, and also the movement of the ball. And, you know, football is played in triangles, and futsal is, as we play, is 4 sides, so you're playing a diamond. So it's really a stepping stone to the conventional 11-a-side.
Well, where we at in Trinidad and Tobago with regards to futsal? You know, we participated in a lot of international tournaments.
Well, I said we played 2004. We won out the CFU and we went to CONCACAF. That was in Costa Rica, and we came 3rd in the group. The 3 teams went forward. 4 years after, 2008, again, we played in CFU. We won out CFU. We played in the CONCACAF, and here it is, 2015. We're now trying to get the team back in shape. So we are in the process of right now putting the national team back together.
All right, well, hold on. I'm going to talk to get Sterling in on the discussion. Sterling O'Brien, you play all forms of football, you know. You play for the defense force in the big form of the game, you know. Yeah. You play some small goal against me. You know, and you are a genuine futsal star in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, when you play for the national team and so forth. Now you move up to assistant coach. Tell me what the talent level like at this point. I know back in your days you had Akko and these fellas, and then Barthez used to be in goal. You know, tell me at this point in 2015, how the talent level looking in Trinidad and Tobago for futsal?
Well, at this point, the talent level is really high. I think they have more talent now than before. And there's a lot of guys now at least wanting to learn the game and anxious to play the game. So right now I think we can develop an even better team than before to help the team go forward and actually qualify for World Cup this time. All right.
And where the talent pool coming from? You all actually scouting all over Trinidad and Tobago for these players, because you know you always hear the cry that the football scouts miss players in certain parts of the nation.
Well, the scouting is really open to everyone. No matter what part of Trinidad you're from, even Tobago, you're free to come and try out at any time. So it doesn't say that we're just looking in a special area for players. We are inviting players from across the board. Everybody in Trinidad is welcome to come out and show what the talent they have to try to make the national team and make it as strong as possible.
All right. Mariri, on to you. Futsal is a form of football, but a totally different kind of football. Correct. From your standpoint of officiating, you know, tell me what it takes for an official to graduate to futsal or to lean towards futsal.
There are some similarities with the officiating with the 11-a-side to that of the futsal, but there are a number of differences as far as the futsal is concerned. Some differences, for example, is that there's a goal clearance in futsal while there's a goal kick in the 11-a-side. There's a throw-in in the big field football while there is a kick-in. What we recognize in the futsal in particular is that the decision-making by the referee has to be very quick. You have to be very alert, you have to be concentrating, you have to be focused. And not that you don't have to do it in the 11-a-side, but because of the nature of futsal, the intensity, the pace, the agility, the reaction time, it means that if the game is so explosive, it means that the referees also have to be up to par to be able to make decisions very quickly. And therefore, there are some very distinct differences between that of futsal to that of the 11-a-side.
In this new dispensation with regards to the game in Trinidad and Tobago, what's your true function?
Within the futsal itself?
Within the futsal, yes.
Well, I'm part of the futsal steering committee, which Clayton is, and also we have a number of members. The chairman, Mr. Jeffrey Edwards, we have Shabir Mohammed, Siobhan Lejean, Nigel Roberts, Mr. Manswell, Asher De Freitas. Good. My function primarily on the futsal steering committee, along with Nigel Roberts, is to oversee as much as possible, wherever necessary, the planning of refereeing programs, the execution, the developmental plan, also the ability or the opportunity, since we have never done it before. While the 11-a-side have certified recruitment program taking place, the expectation along with Nigel Roberts and myself is to also, in collaboration with the TTFA's Referees Committee and Referees Department, is to allow those referees the opportunity who wish to aspire to futsal refereeing to have the opportunity also to do the futsal referees recruitment course with the expectation to be promoted to a higher level so that one day we'll be able, which I hope very soon, to have someone who could we safely say who is now a futsal FIFA referee coming from Trinidad and Tobago.
We'll get back to that just now. That is a very important point I want to get at. But I want to go back to JB with regards to the national team and the national setup with regards to the futsal. We do have a national league per se. So how are you going and develop this new team to challenge for a CONCACAF place? What steps are you going to take?
Well, what we have been doing, because unlike 2004 and 2008, as you just said, we didn't have a league. Yes. We just played some tournament and we selected the players from that. But this time around, what we are doing, the 21st of March, we had screening in Central, then we had in Woodbrook Youth Center. Thus far, we had about 5 sessions where we have all the players coming on that same day. As Sterling mentioned, is open to, once you are a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, you are welcome. And we have all the players. You know, normally you do a screening when you come and see the players. They say, all right, we picking this set and this set, you know, we don't need to see you again. We have everybody, because what we realize is that we have to teach the guys these games. And really and truly what we're looking at is to form the league, the national league. So we have a pool right now of a registration here with 123 players. Okay. Right? Where, well, again, the game is 12 people in a team. So we're looking to put 10 teams together to play the league. So what we are doing right now is educating the guys about the game so that when time to come to play the league, we won't have to, you know, we won't be watching small goal. We'll be watching a mini version of futsal, because there's still a lot of coaching to be done within the whole setup, right? So that is our first plan, to get the guys to understand it. And we had our last screening on last Friday, right? So now we start the league on the 16th of May.
All right.
Right?
All right, hold on that. So then, you as a former player, you know, who played the game in various countries, representing Trinidad and Tobago, tell me how the transition is for a player from 11-a-side to futsal, indoors, 5-a-side. You know, how you just make that transition?
Well, for me, it came easy because at a young age, I always liked challenge. So from playing the 11-a-side football and then going to the futsal, I was anxious to at least learn the new level of the game. So it was kind of easy for me because I accepted the challenge and took it up. And now that I'm going into the coaching, it's even more challenging. But again, I say I love challenge, and I'm anxious to share my experience with the new guys and develop them to the level that we want them to be at.
But the skill level had to be much higher in futsal, you know. You had some touches, eh?
Yeah. Your touches got to be on. You had to be thinking even quicker than on a 11-a-side game. Yeah, so you got to be thinking right through, you got to be working up and down. So it's really challenging, and it helps you as a person develop better mentally too.
All right, and it's always a challenge, even for the 11-a-side game, to find quality goalkeepers. You know, what that challenge like in futsal, because he had to have a little skill. He have to be hitting that ground, which is not grass, hard at times, you know. So tell me how you all faring with finding goalkeepers for this team.
Well, actually, I think we have one of the best futsal keepers in Kevin Graham. One of the best keepers, yeah. He made the transaction from the 11-a-side to the futsal, and it was like no difference to him. For me, that's one of the best goalkeepers in futsal I've ever seen.
But since I watching futsal back in the day, Kevin Graham is the goalkeeper. You know, we developing it, and nobody coming up, because I know he is fantastic. He's the best. You know, when I think because of him, notwithstanding you and them Akko and them boys and them, but because of Graham, you know, we excel at the game in the Caribbean. We mash up the Caribbean easy. Is in the CONCACAF, he's got a little problems. Yeah. But we had to be developing some keepers somewhere along the line. Yeah. We seen anybody else?
Yeah, we have a couple of keepers that looking impressive, and with the experience that Graham has, and he willing to work with them, I think they will be up to the scratch.
All right, nice. Coming back to you, Mariri, on the viewers seeing some futsal on the screen right now, and they're seeing how fast the pace is, and they're seeing the pace of the referee. How are we going to develop officials in Trinidad and Tobago? Because right now, at the 11-a-side game, we now getting back officials on the FIFA level and so forth. We had a dry spell for a little while. I don't know if it's because of politics or what, but we'll get into that next time. There's a whole next show. But what we doing to get players up, officials up to scratch, you know, at the FIFA level?
Well, actually, on Saturday last at the Larry Gomes Stadium, there was the first futsal instructors course being held with the expectation to have some more. The idea is to have persons throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago who are very versed in futsal, the laws of the game, and they will now be able to tutor persons within their very zones, because the expectation is also to have a pool of referees. While there are a number of those who are officiating on the 11-a-side, they are also desirous of taking part in the futsal. But what we also want to, there are some who in particularly want to officiate only and only futsal. And therefore, the creation of the pool of referees will be the benchmark, really, National Futsal League that is supposed to start in May, as the stepping stone towards the promotion, the advancement, development of other referees from the different regions in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much, Marie. We almost have our wrap-up time, JB. Tell me about what's happening from the 16th of May.
All right, as I said, we have a pool of 123 players. So
nice,
what we
so
what we're doing on May the 16th at Central Indoor between the hours of 7 to 11 p.m. Right, we would bring all the players together, and we would put them in teams. Right. What we would do is the players, like from Sterling and them era, we have them split around the teams like a draft, because they have the knowledge of the game. Right, so we have them split around the Akos and the Cordell, and they split around the teams.
Okay, nice.
Right? We giving the team the names, right? Yeah. So that, you know, we want to have full control, right? Because as I said, it's to educate the guys and also to educate the public.
So the viewers will be seeing some futsal?
Futsal, nice. Not small goals.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Right, so it's on the 16th, we start, and also on the 22nd. We have the 5th of June, the 19th, the 10th, the 19th and the 5th and the 19th of June, and then you have July the 10th and the 24th. You would get 4 games a night we want to play on the night. So again, nice. 4 games, you know. So again, we want the public to come out and support the game. After this tournament is where we would put a pool.
We have venues for this?
Yeah, central indoor. Again, venues is a problem for us to get. So this way, but you know, I must say thanks to Ms. Keith at Central Indoor for accommodating us. She put up some of the events that I have there to accommodate us. So I really appreciate that. So this is Central would be the venue for the tournament.
So the Central Indoor facility, you know, futsal from the 16th. We're looking at some 4 or 5 games. But I'm telling you, before the 16th, we want you all to come back, talk more on futsal, probably on our sports magazine show, Sports Wednesday. I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for coming out, you know, and wishing you all best of luck. You know, futsal, I love the game, that level, because, you know, the small goal champ, so that's the next level. You know, and I looking forward to seeing some futsal in Trinidad and Tobago, and wishing the team best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we have something for you to look at. I'm Wayne Cunningham on behalf of Gregory McBurney and the crew. Good night.
That's up in the air. And what a catch that is. He can go for a spin now, Dwayne Bravo. That is absolutely brilliant.
Well, what a catch, and is this going to change the match? Dwayne Bravo, very athletic, but watch out, Faf du Plessis diving there. One-handed, he must have seen Faf du Plessis in this corner of his eye. And how he held on to that, I'll never know.
Yes, it was a fantastic catch.